The water in my freshwater tank stinks. That's bad. And if you don't sanitize your freshwater tank, your water is gonna smell and taste as bad as mine does. I don't have to tell you that there's a lot of moisture inside our freshwater tanks, and this is the perfect environment for mold, mildew, algae, and bacteria to grow. If the water in your freshwater tank is contaminated and you drink it, you shower with it, you cook with it, or you brush your teeth with it, not only is it gonna smell bad and taste bad, but it can also make you sick. The good news, you can kill virtually anything that's inside your freshwater tank by sanitizing it. The extra good news, sanitizing your freshwater tank is easy. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you step by step through the process. But unfortunately, there's a few common mistakes that both newbies and experienced RVers make. And these big no-nos can lead to even more problems. No worries for you, because after you watch this video, you're not gonna make any of these mistakes. Welcome back, Team Small Camper Fam, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Randy, and every Thursday I share tips and tricks to help you make big memories in your small camper. To sanitize your freshwater tank, you're gonna need bleach, but you can also use vinegar, and I'll talk more about that coming up. A measuring cup, a funnel, and a pail. Let's start this off with the big first no-no, and that's not sanitizing the freshwater tank in your RV once every 6 months. Oh, and don't worry about taking notes, because I've written each one of these steps down on my RV Fresh Tank Sanitizing cheat sheet, and you can go and download it on my website right here, and I'll also leave a link to my cheat sheet in the video description below. And of course, it's free. Step number 1, if you're hooked up to water, you need to turn it off. Step number 2, you need to turn your water pump off. Step number 3, we need to empty our freshwater tank. Not emptying your freshwater tank before you start
The sanitize now.
Before you start the sanitization process is another big no-no. And here's why. We don't want any stagnant, contaminated water lurking around and sitting in our tank. We want to start fresh with an empty tank. Does that smell icky, huh? What are you smelling? Step number 4, close your freshwater tank valve. Step number 5, mix your sanitizing solution. A standard guideline is to use a 1/4 cup of bleach for every 15 gallons of fresh water. Another big no-no is to just wing it when it comes to deciding how much bleach you're gonna use. If you use too little, you may not get rid of the mold, mildew, algae, and bacteria that could be in there. And if you use too much, you could damage your freshwater system and its seals. So don't just wing it when it comes to deciding how much bleach to use. Another big no-no is putting undiluted bleach directly into your tank. So that's why I'm adding the bleach to some water. Step number 6, we need to get the sanitizing solution inside the freshwater tank. Getting the bleach and the water mixture into your tank can be a little tricky. That's why it's best to use a funnel. This will help keep the bleach solution from spilling all over the side of your camper and yourself. If a drop of bleach gets on your clothes, it's gonna leave a white spot, and I just realized I'm wearing black. Not a smart idea. Getting the water into the freshwater tank using the bucket worked fine for me, but some people prefer putting the bleach directly in their water hose. Step number 7, fill your freshwater tank. Another big no-no is not using a sanitary hose to fill your freshwater tank. Make sure you always have a dedicated freshwater hose and a different hose to flush and clean your black or your sewer hose. Bonus tip, sanitizing your freshwater tank when you have full hookups is gonna be so convenient. Once the freshwater tank is full, turn on your water pump. This will get some of the bleach water, your sanitizing solution from your freshwater tank, into the pipes and plumbing so they can get sanitized too. Do this by opening all the taps that are in your camper and let the water run until you smell some of that bleach, and then turn the tap off. You want to do this for your sink, your shower, and don't forget your outside shower. Step number 9, turn off the water pump. Now we need to leave the solution and just let it sit in the tank and do its thing for 4 to 6 hours. And some people even recommend that we leave the solution in our tank overnight. It's 11 a.m. and I'm gonna leave my solution in for 6 hours. Now let's talk about using vinegar versus bleach to sanitize your freshwater tank. I'm not a chemist, so I did some research and I did learn that if you're more comfortable or prefer to use vinegar, then go ahead and do it. You can also use hydrogen peroxide. If you do decide to use vinegar, here's what you need to know. Because vinegar is not quite as potent as bleach, you're gonna need to double the amount of vinegar that you use compared to how much bleach you would use. So if you do decide to use vinegar, you're gonna use a half a cup of vinegar to 15 gallons of water. I'm always learning something new. In fact, I recently learned that I've been cleaning my black and gray tanks the wrong way, and I have a hunch you've been doing it wrong too. I've got an upcoming video about this, and I don't think you're gonna wanna miss out on this video. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel and click that notification button, because I don't want you to miss this really important video.
6 hours later.
Now it's time to empty the freshwater tank, but there's a couple important things you need to know, because the next big no-no is letting the bleach solution drain onto the ground. There's 2 easy ways that you can get the bleach solution from your freshwater tank into your gray tank, so you can dispose of the bleach solution using your sewer hose. The first way is to use a bucket and let the water drain into it, and then you can dump the bucket into your sink. Or you can just open up your faucets and let the water drain directly into your gray tank. Once the water has completely drained out of your freshwater tank, then dump your gray tank. Of course, before you dump all this water into your gray tank, make sure that you have enough space for all of this water in your gray tank. I don't often camp with full hookups, but having them when you're sanitizing your freshwater tank sure makes the job so much easier. Now it's time to flush the freshwater tank. We need to do this before it's ready to be used. And to do this, you simply repeat the same process, but this time don't add or use any bleach solution. Just use clean water to flush the tank. Repeat this process until you no longer smell any bleach coming from your water. This video is part of my Essential Camper Maintenance series. I created this video playlist to help you keep your camper in tip-top shape. Click here to watch more of my essential tips and tricks so that your camper is always adventure ready, so that you can make new memories with peace of mind. Well, that's a wrap, and I can't wait to hang out with you again next Thursday.